You're watching BBC News. Now let's get more on our top story. And Switzerland's biggest bank, UBS, has agreed to take over its troubled rival, Credit Suisse. I'm joined now by Cornelia Meyer, who's an economist and head of the business consultancy MRL Corporation. She's been following news of the banking deal today. Cornelia, thanks for joining us. Can you take us through this deal?
Well, it is now been decided. It's sort of a shotgun marriage, and the brokers were the Swiss regulators and the Swiss government. That UBS is buying Credit Suisse for $3.25 billion, $3 billion, which is 3 billion Swiss francs, which is less than half of the market capitalization that Credit Suisse had on Friday, close of business.
How did Credit Suisse get into so much trouble?
This is actually a very long story. It started with Credit Suisse in 1990 buying First Boston and not understanding the risk profile. Then there was a whole slew and series of scandals. There were also mainly three. I would say there were three very high-profile CEOs who were not Swiss, didn't understand what this icon of Swiss industry, Swiss banking, meant to the country. And so little by little, it just went further, slid further downhill and had a series of restructuring plans, new strategies, none of which ever got carried out because the situation deteriorated, and yet another strategy had to come out.
And will the deal announced today be enough to calm financial markets?
Well, that's the really big question. It's a very important deal, certainly for the Swiss economy, because if you look at how many mortgages, for instance, Credit Suisse has, the real estate sector was at peril, all sorts of the business loans, the business sector was at peril. For the international markets, I think what it shows is that the regulator and the government acted swiftly. They found a private sector solution, even though it's sort of state aided or reinsured by the state. But at least they managed to get this resolved reasonably quickly. But you know, we have on the other side of the Atlantic, we had several banking failures. Although what is different there, Credit Suisse was actually, it had a liquidity crisis because so many funds were withdrawn, but it didn't have a capitalization issue.
Okay, Cornelia, thank you very much. Cornelia Meyer of MRL Corporation, speaking from Switzerland.
Thank you very much, Celia.